Survive till 25 was a phrase that emerged in early 2024 as forecasts painted a tough year ahead for households and businesses. And they were right. We're entering 2025 in another technical recession. So will things get better in the year ahead? Here to break it down is Zane Small.
It's been a year of economic peaks and valleys. Just take a look at the data, starting with a slowdown in net migration. You can see how it's been on the decline after spiking in the wake of COVID lockdowns. That helped to alleviate demand in the economy and keep a lid on rising consumer prices. You can see how the annual inflation rate, known as the Consumer Price Index, gradually decreased throughout the year. But what also helped to achieve lower inflation was higher interest rates, reducing the spending power of mortgaged homeowners. This graph shows how in 2024 the Reserve Bank's benchmark lending rate levelled off after rapid increases in the years prior, and rates finally started to come down in the middle of the year. But the result of higher interest rates was that people had less cash to spare. You can see how electronic card spending gradually declined in 2024 and has been pretty flat, though there will have been a bump over the festive season. That reduction in spending meant that businesses had less income, which led to a rise in unemployment, which you can see here. So where does all that leave us looking to the year ahead? Well, the good news is, as you'll hear in my interview with Brad Olsen from Infometrics, it looks like 2025 could be the year of green shoots.
We are seeing some of the early signs of that, which is encouraging. Of course, interest rates have come down. Spending activity has slightly come up the last 2 months, still down on a year ago, but again, a little bit of a shift. But we still think that it's going to be sort of recovery towards normal rather than sort of rocket ship to the moon level economic activity.
How bad do you expect unemployment to get next year?
At the moment, we're thinking the unemployment rate could rise to something like 5.4% from the current 4.8 that we've got it at present. So that's still another probably 20+ thousand New Zealanders who might become unemployed over the next sort of 6 months or so. And we do think that a lot of that is going to be sort of for the first half of next year.
What are some of the barriers to growth for New Zealand in 2025?
We're still worried about sort of the skills mismatch we have in the economy. And I guess longer term, the productivity that New Zealand has is still not enough to really grow us strong enough into the future. We're worried about educational attainment. We're worried about the likes of infrastructure investment across the country. So there's a lot of, I think, long-term issues or challenges that New Zealand has been facing for a while. We had to put them on pause the last couple of years, first with the pandemic, then with inflation. Now they're rearing their heads again a lot more. So we're expecting economic activity to become solid but not awesome anytime soon.